Well, there's things we can know now when we study the prophetic layer of the scriptures that we could not know unless we knew about the three raptures. So you see, this is why we don't engage in those arguments anymore about where to place one rapture. Jesus never told us there's one rapture. He's revealed it for these last times. He has unsealed the books and helped the bride know there's three raptures and who is in them. Why? What are the many purposes for them? So we're camped right here for now. Let's look again at Luke chapter 10, because there's something that he said when the 70 returned that he didn't say to the bride. The 12, when they came back, is because she already knew all these things that were going to happen. So look at Luke 10, 22. Jesus says, all things have been handed over to me by my Father. Now I want you to think about this. Jesus also has to minister and serve with faith. Jesus had faith in his Father that he would pick an appropriate bride for him, a helpmate bride. But as long as he remained faithful, he was given the promise he's going to receive the kingdom someday. So even after the pre-trib rapture of the bride, there's still some rewards the Father had offered him that he was not receiving yet. He received the bride as a gift from his Father, a reward, so to speak. But now there's something else. The Father has promised to give him the kingdom. But there was something that Jesus needed to accomplish first. He needed to bring the church with the nation of Israel grafted into it, get them fulfilling their mandate. Jesus needed to get Israel to fulfill their mandate that's on that nation to preach the gospel to the whole world, that Jesus is their Messiah, that Jesus is God, that Jesus is the Son of God. Through persecution and troubles and tribulations and everything that they're going to be going through, it was still the Father's requirement of Jesus to get the church in belief and get them raptured up and victorious to where they could, through overcoming by their testimony of the blood of the Lamb, throw Lucifer and all of his angels down to earth, pick up their authority he had promised them, and sit down on those thrones and reign as a righteous government. It was then that the Father said, Jesus, my Son, once you accomplish all that, then I'm going to hand it all over to you. So this is where we find evidence. Jesus said something when the 70 came back that he didn't say when the 12 came back. He says, look at Luke 10:22, all things have been handed over to me by my Father. That's when the kingdom is given to Jesus. That's an important detail. This is something that Jesus is looking forward to. It's so important that we are learning what is on the Father's heart to do. It's so important that we are coming into understanding of Bible prophecy so that we can see a bigger picture of what all that Jesus did on the cross. There's still things for us to discover. He's putting it into our storehouse, our vessel. He wants the bride to know these things by the time she goes up. Is the Father looking for a certain number of brides before he's going to rapture the bride up? Is the Father looking for a certain benchmarks that she's got to know this, and this before he will take up the bride? Is he looking for a certain percentage that's in each nation? I don't know. I'm sure the answer is in here somewhere. But until we stumble upon that, or the Holy Spirit leads us to that, we're going to keep learning things about Daniel's 70th week. We're going to keep learning things about the relationship, the covenant relationship that the Father is in with the Son, that the Holy Spirit is a part of. So we, on this team, we keep studying every day, thinking that perhaps the Father will not rapture up the bride until she has reached some certain benchmarks or a certain understanding of something very important. So every time we stumble onto something very important, we think, oh, this is big. Is this it? This is why we get excited over every little thing, although this is not such a little thing, because we had been wondering for quite a while, when will the Father turn everything over to Jesus? Well, now we see it's when the church steps into their glorified, raptured bodies and cast Lucifer out of the heavenlies, and they replace the wicked government. I know I'm just jabbering on, but I just get so excited when our team finds things like this. And then, the challenge is then how to articulate it. And I don't always do a good job, but you guys help me out. So I just want to let you know that the reason why the 70 come back so surprised is because they are just babes. And that is also the reason why it says here what Jesus is giving us the timing of when his Father is going to give him, the Son, the reward of all things. It's that Jesus needs to complete some items on his Father's to-do list to get the next reward. We all are working for those rewards. Salvation is free. It's the free gift of God. Rewards are earned. The pre-trib rapture of the bride is a precious and valuable reward. We don't take that for granted. We know it's not an easy thing to just go zipping up there. We know that it does require some effort on our part, some sacrifices on our part to, rearrange our lifestyle so that we have time to prayerfully sit in the presence of the Holy Spirit and hear the heart of the Father given to us through Jesus. Okay, I went on longer than I intended to, but thank you so much for listening all the way to the end. I appreciate you guys so much. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.